Everyone, welcome to Atlanta Magic Night. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Man, I can't tell you how great it is to see all of you here. We've got such a huge pre-sale tonight. I was a little concerned because we were going up against the opening ceremonies, but I figured, hey, you can DVR that. But live performing arts, you can't DVR. You can only experience it when you're there in the room. And that's what Red Light Cafe brings you on a regular basis. So welcome to Atlanta Magic Night at the Red Light Cafe. My name is Joe Turner. I am not your MC tonight. Oh, thank you. Mom is here. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. No, it's great to be here. I'm one of your producers, and I just wanted to sort of set the stage that tonight you're going to see a photographer, Rolando, is going around taking some pictures. We're approaching our 4-year anniversary of this show, and one of the Magic publications is going to do a little spot on what's going on. So please be especially enthusiastic tonight because you may get your picture in a magazine. That could be awesome. And if you get approached and asked a question about how you heard about the show or something like that, just let us know. We'd love to know that sort of thing. So that's what the flash is that you're seeing. Normally we don't have photography, but tonight we do. So it is my pleasure now to introduce to you your MC. Your Master of Ceremonies tonight is a friend of mine. He's been producing this show with me and with Jerry Farber for the last 4 years. He is a mentalist extraordinaire. He's frequently on the show. You'll be able to see him perform on the show in April, but tonight he's your MC. Please welcome mentalist Mark Johnson.
Thank you, Joseph. When I first started thinking about doing a live magic show in Atlanta, the one person I wanted to talk to was Joe Turner. And Joe has been an integral part of Atlanta Magic Night, as have many of the people you will see here when you come visit with us. And I'll tell you more about one of those people in just a few minutes. But first of all, I want to introduce, he's the former president of the International Brotherhood of Magicians. He's been Magician of the Year. He is a public speaker, a memory expert, and a fabulous magician, and a dear friend. Please welcome Joe M. Turner.
Well, it's a treat to have all of you here tonight to watch me do some of the things that kept me from dating in high school. So this will be great fun. Well, thanks for that. So this is something that this being Friday night, I've spent many a Friday night alone with me and Ike. So just standing over the bed and learning to do this. Have you ever seen this? All the tricks in magic have names, right? The French drop and all of that. This has a special name. This is called Sad Guy. But it's amazing. You can learn to do things with it. People think you're doing sleight of hand, and I promise tonight I will try to do some sleight of hand for you. But this is really cool if you can learn to break the laws of nature. And it just vanishes into thin air. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. It didn't really work so well in high school, but later on in college, magic started to make me a little more popular. Once in a blue moon, I'll just leave that there in case you guys don't like the act. I'll have something. So here's the thing. I promised that I would come up and do a little sleight of hand, and I know that you've seen some card magic so far, but cards are sort of my favorite branch of the magical arts. And I feel very comfortable starting with some cards. So I did bring a pack of cards, and I thought it would be fun to involve several people in this room. And the fact that you've come out here on a Friday night and you've chosen us as your live entertainment choice over the Olympic opening ceremonies is a big deal for us. So you're all family as far as I'm concerned. Here's what we're going to do. To open my part of the show, I'll just drop the cards from one hand to the other like so. And I'll ask a few of you to call stop at different places in the pack. And at the moment that you say stop, whatever card is showing at that moment, that'll be your selection. So you say stop somewhere during that cascade, I'll freeze. And whatever card is showing, that'll be your card. So let's just for fun, we'll start on the front row. What was your name? Christy. Are you an I or a Y or an I-E or an E-Y or a Christ with a Y? I'm about to edit my act. That's all right. Christy, you have a pretty high opinion of yourself, don't you? My name's Joe. So, I mean, I'm like dad at this point. So just say stop anywhere, Christy. That'll be your card. Please remember that card. The people around Christy are going to help her remember that in case that Guinness kicks in. You know. No, if we get to the end of this show, the end of my act, if you forget, then this has no, it's a waste of time, and we don't want that. So Christy has now got a card. Anyone in this room could learn to have a card selected and put back in the deck and find the card, but this being Atlanta Magic Night, I know you have higher expectations. So we're going to go to someone behind Christy. I think it was Ashlyn, isn't that correct? Please say stop anywhere. That'll be your card, Ashlyn. Can you see it from there? Those young eyes. Can you remember that card? Very good. Feel free to write it down if you need to. So now it's 2 cards have been chosen. It's twice as hard as a regular card trick. I'm going to go further than that. We'll go to, don't tell me, Ford. Say stop anywhere, Ford. That'll be your card. You didn't really wait very long, did you? You just were like, as soon as I started, he was like, stop it. I wanted that one right there. So that's 3 cards. Let's come over to, let's see, someone I don't know, someone I've just met tonight. Sarah with an H, isn't that correct? Say stop anywhere. That'll be your card, Sarah. Can you see it? You got? Oh, really? Look at those good eyes. I couldn't possibly see that. I just bought my first pair of readers last week. It was very sad. But I went to Walmart and bought the 4-pack, so I've got them everywhere now, so I can get to them. Certain ones of you are relating to that. So that's 1, 2, 3 cards. Let's go to, here's a lady I haven't met. Her. She's looking like she's on the cover of Vogue there with some sort of a, what's your name? Gigi. Nice to meet you. I'm Joe. Just one Joe. Say stop anywhere if you will, Gigi. That'll be your card. Got it? So that's 4 cards. Let's go to, I think Sandra, I see. I met you earlier. Say stop anywhere, Sandra. That'll be your card, Sandra. Got it? Can you see it from there? Clint, have you got it? Are you sure? I was a little nervous. Okay, well, I'll trust you. Raise your hand if you've got a card so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do one more. Let's come. Oh, Gavin, you're raising your hand. Gavin, say stop anywhere. Okay, that was very decisive. Gavin, that'll be your card. So that's 7 cards, 7 times as hard as a regular card trick. I'm going to try to find all 7 of those cards in amazing and magical ways, working this room into an emotional frenzy. You thought it was just a card trick, but in fact, potentially a life-changing experience. I do want to make sure nobody's card is on top of the deck, because that's like the number one theory. Is like, oh, the magician just put all the cards on the top, and that nobody's card is on top. Other people say, oh, well, he's like a cheating gambler, and he's dealing them off the bottom. So nobody's card is on the bottom, Christy. You can see that. Nobody's at the bottom. Some people think I've like stuck 7 fingers in different parts of the pack to make sure I know where everything is, but I don't have anything like that going on. So just think about your cards, and we'll do this in reverse order. We'll start with Gavin. Think about your card, Gavin, and as you do, all I have to do is wave the deck in the air, and one card has turned face forward. One card is I didn't say it was that one, Gavin. Just calm down, relax. I just said one card in the deck has turned face forward. Let me check and make sure. Yes, one card has turned face up in the deck. One card has turned face up in the deck. Gavin, what was your card? Say it. They're arguing over it. If you're going to fight, we're charging. We're going to, what was it? 2 of clubs. Let me just check and make sure if that is. Yes, it is correct. It is the 2 of clubs. Thank you. Usually by this point in the show, you've had enough to drink that's really awesome. But tonight it means I'm going to have to prove myself to you. So if you look through there, you'll see there's one card face up in the deck. It is, in fact, the 2 of clubs. All right, and before Gavin, I think we had Sandra. What was your card, Sandra? Clint? 6 of hearts. I keep an emergency card in my pocket just in case someone chooses the 6 of hearts, which is spectacular. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Do you have this? You had the six of hearts, but before that, I think we had Gigi. You also had the six of hearts? You had the six of hearts. What was your card? 10 of... Well, that's close. It's almost identical to the six of hearts. If you weren't so damn picky, we would be already through with this. We could just change it to the 10 of clubs. And then oh, now he's good. I already told you where the six of hearts is. I'm not even sure why that's amazing. Let's use the 10 of clubs and the six of hearts together to find the next card, which was Sarah's card. We've got your card was not the 10 of clubs or the six of hearts. Is that correct? No? What was your card? Well, that really is close to your card then. Well, we will use this pair of cards as a pair of tweezers, right? But instead of removing unwanted let's just not even finish that sentence. I don't know how I ended up on that road. We'll use it as a pair of clamps, a clamp. And we will find your card, the 10 of spades. So all I have to do is find the 10 of spades left-handed, throw it into the air, invisibly, ricochet off the ceiling, and grab it between those two cards. Oh, yeah. Wait. That right there is technically a miracle. Really. That technically, I just caused a document to appear from some place where it used to be and just magically materialize in a new place. Right? If I could do that for real, the government would be here right now. They would be taking me away. But it's only a good trick if it's the 10 of spades. And in fact, it is the 10. I really appreciate the polite applause, and it's great, but I've noticed that there's this uncertainty about whether should we applaud there or should we not. Maybe I haven't been clear with the cues, and so it's nice, but it's not quite the emotional frenzy that I sort of promised earlier. So with your permission, I'm going to have a new strategy for the last three cards. Instead of clapping a little bit after each one, we'll abstain, right? We will abstain, and we will let the pressure build, as it does. and when we get to all three cards, if they've all been correct, then with any luck, emotional frenzy, right? So that'll be good. So that brings me back to who was next? Ford, do you remember what your card was, sir? What was yours? Ace of clubs. 8 of clubs. 8 of clubs. Please watch my leg. And for those of you who already were, thank you. It's the 8. Hold it. It's always a couple of guys who can't. That was perfect. That was not even PG. That was just a G-rated sentence, people. Some of you are just going off into the left field. Let's bring me to Ashlyn. What was your card, dear? 3 of hearts. To find the 3 of hearts, watch carefully. Is that the 3 of hearts? Yeah. Oh, wait. I think it was a woman that time. That's it. Nobody's judging. I'm just like, I can feel the tension, though. Can you feel it? It's like cut it with a knife. Don't tell me yours, Christy. You've been thinking of yours longer than anyone else. That means it has seared itself into your mind. I'm going to attempt to extract it from your mind using the powers of my mind. So just picture the card. Imagine it floating in the space between us, if you will. Just visualize it with as much detail as you can. The image is coming through. I see a rectangle. Isn't that correct? Is that correct? Rectangular card. Yeah, you got to work with me here, Christy. I would say a red card, a reddish red card. I mean, absolutely a red card. A diamond. I'm seeing a diamond. Isn't that correct? Very good. I'll just go left-handed. Left-handed without looking. Let's see if we can cause one card to leap from the deck, fly through the air, onto the ground. We have to get it right for the magazine. Hold on. Leap from the deck, fly through the air. Oh, did y'all see that? That was awesome. But wait, it's only good if it's the card that Christy was thinking of. So, Christy, what was your card, if you don't mind my asking? Jack of Diamonds. I'm not even going to look. If this is the Jack of Diamonds, I will know from the emotional frenzy. All right. Man, I love cards. I love cards. You know, about 150 years ago, there was a man in Central Europe. His name was Johann Nepomuk Hofzinser. And there's actually other magicians in the room, so they've heard this. That was his real name. God bless him. Nepomuk. How about if your middle name was Nepomuk? Or what, can you imagine school for that kid? But Johann Nepomuk Hofzinser, by day, was sort of a middle manager in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He, did filing and word processing and stuff like that. He helped get things from one place to another. But by night, he worked with playing cards. He invented many of the techniques that magicians all over the world still use to amaze you today. In fact, you hopefully experienced some of that tonight. Hofzinser said that cards are the poetry of magic. And by this, he meant with that finite set of syllables and tools put together with creativity and artistry, you could create nearly an infinite number of experiences to fill an entire room. So I love cards, and thank you for indulging my passion. Thank you with the single clap that just happened. Thank you. The applaud. Thank you for the applaud. That was good. All right, so now it's time for me to bring some people up to help, and for the rest of my show, I'm going to need various people to help. So let's see if I can find some folks that I met earlier. Ooh, not a chance. I'll just tell you guys right there, just relax. I need some older, adults, because I'm not as threatened by them as I am by kids. I do see a hand over here, and is that Katie? Katie, if you will please come on up and bring any gentleman with you that you would like to bring with you. That would be great. It doesn't have to be the one you brought. It can be a different one. Please welcome them to the stage. If you'll come on over here on the other side, that's fantastic. Well, so it's been quite a week. I don't know if you follow basketball and sports. People are starting to get their brackets together, so that's in the news. And, of course, that rocket. You remember, did you see the rocket this week? Who cares about the rocket? Did you see those boosters land? That was the most amazing part of it. Forget the rocket. The Tesla driving and all that was cool, but those rockets, that looked like a movie. But there's something else happened this week, right? The House and Senate finally passed a budget. So we got some money for the government, so we're going to work on. And as Senator Everett Dirksen once said, $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Pretty soon it adds up to real money. So I brought some money tonight, and I thought it would be fun. These are $1 million bills. And you can tell they're real because they've got my picture on them. So that's how you know. So I'll tell you what, why don't we just let you hold on to the envelope. We'll come back to you in a minute. If you'll take those, I'd like to show you the $11 million trick. The $11 million trick. And so go ahead and take the rubber band off of that. And while he's doing that, I'll roll my sleeves up so you guys can see I don't have any stuff hiding up my sleeves. That's a common theory, a common hypothesis. So if you're taking the rubber band off, and if you will, please count into my left hand $11 million. Just one at a time is fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You counted 11. Well, we counted them singly, but you counted $11 million into my hand. You said your name was John. Is that correct? If you'll pass the rest of the money over to Katie, and if I could have the rubber band, because this could be important later. Okay. So there's the rubber band, and we'll go through with the $11 million check. And it's not that I don't trust you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a student.
You're a student. What are you studying?
Medicine.
Medicine. So you're probably going to have $11 million yourself before. So So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're not real bills, obviously, so it's possible you got off by one. If I could just have one, if you'll hand me $1 million, thank you very much. And now I can show you the $11 million trick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I get one from you? Let me. If I could just have one more of these, because I have 10. I need one more to make 11. So please watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I doing something wrong? Here, you take. If you'll take those, please take them. People are very. If you'll just deal them into my hand and count them one at a time. One at a time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I was right. It was 10. It was 10. But I can't do it with 10. And I'm not judging you. I'm not saying that you got it wrong or anything like that. But what I am saying is that so far I trust her more. So we're going to come at this from a different direction. Instead of trying to count up to it, right? I've got 10. So if you would give me 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I've got 13, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So if I only need 11, if I give you back 1 and 2, how many should I have? I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I? I thought I gave you 2 back. 1, yeah, there's 1, and there's 2, and now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll tell you what. Why don't you take the 10, and I'm going to let you just count them into my hand, right? So just. Oh wait. I think I know the problem. The problem is that you're always one short. So if you'll just give me one. We'll just add it to start with. And now 11. So if you'll just count them into my hand. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what's going on here. How many do you have left? I'm going to take the rubber band and I'll tell you what, you've got the envelope, right? You've got the envelope. How many do you have? We'll add your 5 to the 10. So just count them on there one at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. She had 5. She counted 5. It all worked out fine, John. It's not that complicated. So now we've got 15. If you'll just hold those with the envelope, that's great. I don't need 15. I only need 11. So if you will count me 11, then you'll have 4 million left. And the two of you can split it. Now, you might have to pay some taxes or something on that, but that's fine. I'm proud to be an American who pays taxes, aren't you? I'm proud to be an American who pays taxes. I could be just as proud for half the taxes. But if you will, please count 11 into my hand, just one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, now you've got her doing it. You know what? I don't care if you're on my left or on my right. I don't trust either one of you anymore. Get off the stage. Give them a big round of applause. Driving me crazy up here. Well, I tell you what, we'll do something that requires a little bit less of the higher math. And for this, I do need maybe another pair of folks who might be willing to come up and help me. And let's see, who do I see? It was Stephen, if I could ask you to come on up and help. And feel free to bring anyone with you that you'd like. Awesome. And what was your name? Stephen Jason, everybody. Come on up. Watch the step. Thank you. Stand over here. And Jason, if you'll stand right there. That's fantastic. I'd like to show you now a beautiful trick that goes back well over 100 years. In fact, this trick originated in Japan. And it was done differently there, but it was westernized by a magician named Silent Mora. That was his stage name, Silent Mora. And he didn't talk much on stage, but he was kind of a quiet guy. But he did this beautiful illusion, and you guys are going to help me with it, and I'm going to need your help. So what I've got here is something that you probably don't have in your own wardrobe, a black chiffon scarf. You have one, that's fine. That's fine. If you'll hold those two corners, and if you'll hold those two corners, what we're going for here is sort of a table, but it's a complete transparency. And if you'll step back this way just a little bit so everybody there can see, it's completely transparent. So if I had 3, I don't know, pearls or beads or something like that, if I dropped them in here, you would be able to see all 3 of them. So top, bottom, sleeves up. I'd like to show you a beautiful illusion that uses 3 balls. Here we have ball number 1. Right into the 1. 2. Really? People are very suspicious about that point. And, I'm just doing the count here. 3, watch close. And 1 ball travels from that. Did you see it go? Did you see it go? I thought it was pretty good. 1 is gone. Watch carefully the second one. We have to start here. The second one goes. The third one is almost impossible. But not quite. Thank you very much. You know, the Japanese magicians used to do this by putting the pearls in their mouth and spitting them out. We won't be doing that. But I will do it again because, you know, the magicians have a sort of a code where we say you should never repeat a trick. They say you certainly never repeat a trick for the same audience. But, you know, that's really just a rumor we started. Because if we didn't have that, you would be making us do the same trick over and over and over and over again. So that's why. But for you, I'll do it one more time. There's ball number 1. Ball number 2. Look, every eye in this place is burning this hand. I can feel the heat. It's just 2. It's just 2. And ball number 3. Ball number 3 goes right in. Watch close. Ball number 1. Ball number 2. I see a look of utter skepticism on your face. He's like, he doesn't even believe I've still got the ball over here. No, I haven't done it yet. It doesn't happen until you do the move. Are you okay? I wouldn't lie to you for anything. It hasn't gone yet. But since we've interrupted the proceedings, I will let you choose. Would you like to see the third ball go invisibly or visibly? It's up to you. Visibly. Visibly is not so impressive. But we'll try invisibly. Watch. Invisibly. There you go. Thank you. Thanks. Stay right there. You guys are giving me the workout tonight. So it's very simple to do. You've got 1, you've got 2. They don't really believe that there's 2 in there. And the third one, we take it and put it in my pocket. And I see that look on your face again, so I want you to make sure that you see. I really did. There it is, into the pocket. So it works in reverse. I don't even have to use both hands. All I have to do is snap, and they all come back. 1, 2, 3. They come back to my hand like that. Watch close, because I want you. Your name was Stephen, and what? Jason. I want you to watch this one. We'll put it right on top. There's 1 and 2, and the third one, you can still see that one. The third one goes right in my pocket. And all it takes is a snap of the fingers, and they return. 1, 2, and 3. Did you see that? I couldn't tell because there was no applause or anything. Did you see? Did you see all three of them go? So I'll tell you what. We'll put. You're not trusting it. There's one goes really in there. 1, 2. Third one goes in the pocket. So how many are here? You should have caught on by now. There has to be 3. 1, 2, and 3. This is your last chance. Last chance. Oh. Indecisive. I get it. I get it. So. 1 in the hand, Stephen? Really? You believe it? There's just the 1. 2. The third one. I'm scared to show you this one. The third one goes in the pocket. So watch close. Just a little snap once. Just a little snap twice. And the trick is over. Thank you very much. You can go back to your seat. Thank you. You guys interested in seeing one more, maybe? I have one more thing to show you. But for this, I'm going to need another couple to come help me. It's couples night here at Atlanta Magic Night. Oh, you're volunteering yourself and the guy next to you? Is that what you're doing? You know, I'm gonna save you for maybe something else, because what I'm going to do now, I need somebody maybe a little bit older. Just for safety of everything. I don't need any hashtags in my future. Let's see, how about Peyton? Peyton, could I ask you to help me? And please bring a guy with you if you'll come on up here. Fantastic. Big round of applause for Peyton and Will. Is that correct, Will? Thank you very much. You'll stand right there. And Will, if you'll come over on my other side. You've seen several kinds of magic tonight. You've seen some sort of mind reading when I was doing that with Christy. You've seen the sleight of hand. But there's a third branch of the illusion arts that we have not yet explored, and I'm going to explore that with you tonight. It's called escapology, the art of escape. And this is the kind of magic where people are bound or confined in some way, and then they try to free themselves in some amount of time before something else possibly happens. Won't that be awesome? Yeah, it's going to be me, Will. Just calm down. It's just relax. Don't get all, I don't know what's going on here, but very good. So here's the thing. In order to do an escape, I have to have something to escape from. I should say something from which to escape. Thank you. Something from which to escape. I have a piece of rope. If you'll hold that end. Step on into the light here, and you'll hold on to that end. Pull on it, make sure it is exactly what it appears to be. A solid piece of cotton poly braided rope from Home Depot or Lowe's or one of those places. And the fact that there's cotton content in that rope will come back to be more important later. In the event I cannot free myself, I've come prepared with an OSHA-compliant magic emergency kit. Here you'll see inside there is a pair of scissors that you can use to cut me loose should anything happen. That'll be there for later. Now, I'm going to need some freedom of motion in order to do the escape. So, with your permission, Peyton, I need to remove my jacket, if that's okay with you. I grew up in the South. I'm a Mississippi boy, and so I was always taught to, ask permission and, never ask a lady how old she is, all those sorts of things. How much do you weigh? I'm just kidding. You're gonna, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to hold this jacket in a certain way. You will put your left hand under this shoulder, and you'll put your right hand under this shoulder, and you'll make a little curtain. You don't need to do it right now, but in a moment, that's the position that you're going for. Do you understand? Now, a lot of people, like you said, I want to make sure you see there's no knives or blades or another pair of scissors or anything up my sleeves. And for those of you who are very sensitive to reflected white light, I'm sorry about my forearms, but I should have warned you about that earlier. But you can see there's nothing sneaky going on, just two very pale arms. Now, so what's going to happen is you're going to let go of the ends. We're going to start with a single knot. If you'll hold the ends again, I'm going to put my wrist through that knot, and I want you to pull it as tight as you can. Now, don't just yank it, okay? Because if you just yank it, you could pop a bone in my wrist, and that would bring the show to a screeching halt. But I want you to pull it gently until it's touching my wrist firmly, and then use both hands and pull it as tight as you can. And I'm not kidding. I'll stop you if I want. So there's my wrist goes in there, and go ahead and pull. And use both hands. Pull it really tight. Tighter. Tighter. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. And those in the back may not be able to see, but those up front can see that my wrist is being sort of wrenched into this knot pretty significantly. Let's go over the mic. Can you see that my skin is being pulled into the knot? It's being folded over on itself, along with a number of nerve endings that I've been. Pull it a little tighter. Keep it on there, because in a moment I'm going to do the amazing color-changing hand illusion. Don't tell anybody how it works, but it does work. Now, here's the thing. If you keep it very tight, you try to cinch it down just a little bit more. Did you feel it go? Did you feel it go? Yeah, that's good. If I start to flex, you can feel the tendons and ligaments and all that stuff moving against the pressure of the rope. That's good. That means you're almost to the bone. You really like that one. Okay. Oh, look, we got a bonus, Will. Some of my hair has also been caught in the knot. So it's like a little extra effort for you guys. Now, if you let go, the reason I asked you to hold on so tight for so long, if you just drop the ends, you can see, just let go completely. It's cinched down, and that cotton content causes the rope to sort of lock in place. You can see it doesn't loosen up whatsoever. I'm going to ask, it was Peyton, you take the other ends and tie my other wrist as tightly as you can. Will, go back there and make sure she gets the first knot super tight. I'm not saying you don't have muscles, but just go ahead and cinch it down more. You can do more than that. Help her, Will. Help her. Go, jump in there. Pull that tight. Pull that. Okay. Did you feel it go? There was like another inch and a half of slack that went in. Pull it apart from each other. Pull the two ends away from each other. So it goes. Did you feel it go down further? Yeah. Make sure. Now put another knot on top of that really tight. Another knot on top of that really tight. Are you holding it with your finger? Okay. Let's leave my shoulder out of this. Okay. Very good. Now, that's good. You can step aside, Will. Peyton, you've done a very good job. I can feel both wrists are super tight. Can you put your finger between the rope and my skin on either wrist? The nail. I feel the fingernail going in, but not the actual finger. Very good. Put another knot on top, because you tied it so tight. There's enough slack left in the rope on the ends there. Those ends are loose. There's no slack on either wrist? Very good. Excellent. I'm going to let you guys grab the jacket and hold it the way I showed you, and I'm going to come out and let some folks in the audience check out my wrists. Hi there, sir. Would you please put another knot on there so that they know for sure it's really done the way that it's tied tightly? You can probably see my wrists starting to change color. Yeah, very good. You see that? It was Misha, correct? Misha, very good. Thank you very much. Let's come down. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. Hi, everyone. Hi. Don't tell me. Ruth, I met you earlier. Please see if you can put another knot on there. You're good. Put another knot on there. That's perfect. Can you pull the wrists apart? There's no slack hidden anywhere inside the wrists. Absolutely. Very good. Thank you very much. Let's come back up to the stage. And you're doing a good job. I want you to actually put your wrist under the shoulder. Very good. Now, in a moment, I will attempt to free myself. From the impossible bonds that I've been placed in. And this I will attempt to do in 30 seconds or less, as measured by Will's watch. Will, are you wearing a watch? Hold this down just a little bit lower. That's fantastic. Now, you're not wearing a watch. Okay, well, then I'm going to depend on what I'm sure is your intrinsic sense of rhythm. Just work with me on this. You're not quite where I need you. Hold up your left hand and start snapping your fingers. You're going to give me a 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought you tied me behind my back. So you're going to give me an on your mark, get set, go. And then I have the count of 30 to free myself. So you're going to count every 5 seconds. You'll say 5, 10, 15. That way I know where I am. Okay, it's all on you, Will. Give me on your mark, get set, go.
On your mark, get set, go.
Very good. Awesome.
5.
That's 5 already? You might be rushing just a little bit. I'm thinking that's 10. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we just stop there and give them both a big round of applause because they did such a fantastic... Boy, Midtown is awesome. I live outside the perimeter, you know, so you better grab that emergency kit there for me, Will, please, if you will. I'm not sure what good those scissors are going to be against the cold, hard steel that we find ourselves in there, Peyton. But fortunately, attached to the scissors is a ribbon, and attached to the ribbon is a key, which is a good thing to have at a time like this because I'm a Republican, and this is 5 shades past my record. Very good. Give them both a big round of applause. They did a great job. Watch your step going down. Holy smokes. Now here's the thing. I want you to see that they did such a fine job that if you look at my wrists, you can actually see the imprint of the rope on there. But it's going to be fine. I know you're worried. I can sense the instant. So I'll put a little lotion or something on that later on tonight, and then tomorrow it'll be great. My name is Joe Turner. It was sure an honor to be here to perform for you tonight. Thank you all very, very much.